Okay, so Formula One is back, finally. It's been a whole month because of the cancellation of the Chinese Grand Prix. And we are back with a sprint race format as well this weekend. And it's completely different. And I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it. We've got qualifying on the Friday after only one practice session. And that determines the grid for Sunday. And then Saturday is no longer anything to do with the race. It's just a standalone race. You have a mini qualifying session in the morning, and then you have the sprint race, about 17 laps around Baku, in the afternoon. I don't know what I feel about it, to be honest. But we'll see what it's like. I'm watching it live, and I'm going to react to how I feel about it. And hopefully, good old Ted Kravitz will help me out a little bit later as well. So for any Formula One novices, what used to happen was you'd have a practice session on a Friday, and then a second practice session on a Friday. Then on the Saturday morning, you'd have a third practice session, and then the Saturday afternoon, you'd have qualifying, where the fastest cars start first on the Sunday. And then on the Sunday, you had the race. Pretty simple, right? But now, you've got practice on a Friday, qualifying on a Friday for the Sunday. Then on a Saturday you have qualifying for the Saturday afternoon and a very small race on a Saturday afternoon. Feels like it's just overcomplicating. And a lot of people have said that it's just for the money. And, it's hard to look past that. But hopefully it'll be entertaining, at least. That's what I want. Because if they've just made something that just causes a lot of crashes, which it could do around Baku, especially since you've not got that many laps to get in front, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be tough. But we'll see, hopefully. Tell you what, Nick de Vries is really not living up to expectation. That stuff he did last year looked amazing, like he was going to play, like he was going to be brilliant. But he's really not doing very good at all. Alex Albon is proving exactly why he's supposed to be at one of the top teams. I get why he left Red Bull. He wasn't performing properly. He was doing alright, but he wasn't right up there and he wasn't winning podiums. I get it. But he is proving how good of a driver he is. And proving that Christian Horner can be a little bit petulant. Is there a formation lap? There has to be a formation lap. I really want Lando Norris to do well. He's such a lovely, funny fella. And he's just not been given the right tools at McLaren. Here's a question for you. Answer down in the comments. Who would win in the Mercedes, George Russell or Lando Norris? Because I have a feeling it's Lando. And I think people don't take him as seriously because he's that kind of Daniel Ricciardo fella. He's like jaunty. Do you reckon Charles Leclerc still gets really scared going through the castle because of how badly he fucked up that time? You know what? Azerbaijan looks like quite an interesting place to visit, actually. Looks like there's a lot of old, buildings. But then also, lots of sciencey buildings. Sciencey buildings? I mean futuristic buildings. Lights out and away we go. Oh, good start by Leclerc. Oh! Russell just hit Perez. No, Verstappen. They're 3 apart. No. Oh! Oh! George Russell. Okay, maybe I'll take it back. Maybe George Russell is a really good driver. Oh, Verstappen, I swear to God. Max Verstappen, you're a brilliant driver, but you're an annoying person. He pushed me into the wall. Shut up. You do it all the time. You know what? A sprint might be a really good thing for Ferrari because their engines never make it to the end. Jesus. There's just a tyre rolling down. There's just a tyre rolling down the hill. Is that Yuki Tsunoda? It's just The tyre's at the top of the hill and it's just rolling down on its own. How has he done that, man? How has he done that? I like Yuki Tsunoda. He's a really funny character. And he's quite aggressive, but it's funny because he's like 4 foot nothing. But he's not showing himself to maybe get another Formula One contract, really. He just didn't turn. He literally just didn't turn. Like, it just went forward. Somehow, he's managed, on 3 wheels, to get back to the pits. And then they're fixing it. Is he gonna go out again? I mean, it's pointless anyway. You've got 17 laps. You're not going to catch up with the field. You're already a lap down at this point. Save your tyres. Well, the 3 tyres. Save your engines. Save your gearbox. There's no point going out again. There's only 8 places up for grabs. And the win is 8 points anyway. Save your tyres, man. So they've sent him out again. And he can't drive. So they've wasted our time by putting him back on the track when he wouldn't have gotten any points anyway, and there was absolutely no point. And then they put him back on the track and he's driving slowly. So the sprint race that was already only 17 laps now gets less and less under a virtual safety car. And now it's a normal safety car. You know what? Baku is interesting. It's a good race, but sometimes there's just too many crashes. Crashes can be fun, which sounds really bad because they can also be dangerous, but they can be fun. They make it entertaining. But too many crashes, too many yellow flags, too many red flags just makes it thoroughly boring. Max Verstappen's the kind of kid to go around the class punching everyone and then gets really pissy when he gets pushed over. What, Leclerc's engine has cut out? See, Ferrari and their engines. You're supposed to be a supercar maker. Come on. Green flag. We've had 4 laps under a safety car. Come on, let's get some actual racing done. Oh, Hamilton's been taken twice. Jesus. That DRS on the Red Bull is ridiculous. Surely there's got to be something dodgy with that Red Bull DRS to be so much different than everybody else. See, this race is a standalone race, but AlphaTauri might get a penalty now because of an unsafe release for Tsunoda by letting him back out on the track. So it's not a standalone, really, is it? Jesus. Verstappen's still whining. Shut up. I can do that without making contact. No, you can't. You always make contact. Oh, yeah, I don't like him. Max Verstappen is a whiny little boy. You're one of the best racing drivers in the world. Just race. Stop being so arsed about what other people are doing, because you do the exact same thing. Why would McLaren start Lando Norris in a sprint race on old soft tyres? It's just not going to work, is it? Especially when other teams are already on softs. Old soft tyres versus new medium tyres. The new mediums are faster. Jesus. Lando's boxing. You got 7 laps left. Do you have to box on a sprint? I don't think you do. No, you don't. You know what? This season, this season might be really boring. 2 years ago, a lot of Formula One fans were born because of a brilliant season. But Red Bull's dominance is just unmatched. And I'm starting to get tired. Like, I actually want to sleep. See, it's tough for the drivers because there's so many different scenarios that affect a Formula One car than just the driver. You know, the team's tactics, the decisions to put what tyres on, when, what lap. It's like, and then obviously the car itself, you know? It's unfortunate. It's not very nice either. Like, we all like go on about, oh yeah, this driver's awful, this driver's the best in the world. But really, the vast majority of it's done by the car and the team. The guts and the balls is the drivers for sure. And you have to be extremely precise, but they're all very precise because they're in Formula One, for goodness sake. The vast majority of mistakes and things that cause you to drop down the standings are done by the team, but it's your name on there, and that can be unfortunate. For example, Lando Norris, he's put out on bloody used softs in a 17-lap sprint. It's not going to work, is it? But Lando Norris is a brilliant driver, but all we're going to see is Lando Norris finishes 18th. I'll be honest, this isn't great. This hasn't shocked me. Usually something happens in most Formula One races. I know this is a sprint race, but something happens that shocks me, that, oh my god, I can't believe that happened. And perhaps the tyre rolling down the hill is the only real highlight from today. But really, other than that, what else has happened? Perez has taken over from Leclerc in the lead, but nothing else has happened. We've had Lando Norris started on the wrong tyres and dropped back down to, what is he now, 17th? That happened. And other than that, not much. Nothing, really. We knew everything else. We knew that Aston Martin were going to slow down a little bit. We knew that Mercedes were going to speed up. We knew that Ferrari were going to speed up a little bit. And we knew that Alex Albon is a bloody Don. So, other than, what are we doing? What are we doing with our lives, guys? It's sunny outside. I should be outside right now, but I'm watching Formula 1 because I'm obsessed. But I shouldn't be, because I should be fucking outside. Jesus, I'm having a breakdown. That's it. It's done. There's no battles, really. There's literally nobody at the minute. Oh, there's one person that is in DRS range, and that is Pierre Gasly on Zhou. Guan Yu Zhou. Yeah, that one. That's it. Everybody else is out of DRS range, and it's lap 16. What's the point? How bloody boring. One of the questions that we asked the other day on YouTube Shorts was, is there an athlete that you don't like for no reason whatsoever? And I don't like Max Verstappen, but there's a lot of reasons. It's because he's a whiny little boy and he just does the exact same things that he complains about. There we go. So, the start of the day, we had Leclerc, Perez and Verstappen. The end of the sprint, we had Perez, Leclerc, Verstappen. Alright, brilliant. Well done. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I don't really understand it. You know, it just seems like something that is designed to take more money off fans. You know, you get a little bit more racing, but you don't really, because 17 laps is hardly anything to Formula One drivers. You know, you need a couple of laps to build up pace. You need a few laps to close the gap on people, and you know that's why we do like 60 laps in a race, because that's what's needed. Every car is bloody fast. Like, it's not like there's loads of overtaking gonna happen. It's not like you can do a Lewis Hamilton and just drive from the back of the pack up to the top. it's every car is pretty fast and every driver drives it bloody fast. So, you need a bit more time, and I don't really understand this sprint thing. I don't get it. I don't get why it's been made its own thing. I understood the idea of a sprint to help with the grid on a Sunday, because if you've had a poor qualifying, you can make up a couple of places for the Sunday, and it is a race. Get it? All right, you've qualified second. You have an opportunity to get pole position. Brilliant. It makes sense. But to dish out 8 points to the winner of a sprint race, which has no effect on Sunday apart from anything negative, it can only affect you in a negative way by getting penalties or like crashing your car and having to fix it and stuff. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. If you understand it, if you get it, please let me know. Write down in the comments, why are we doing this on a Saturday? Why is this a necessary thing for Formula One to bring in? Why can't we just have a normal bloody qualifying session? Not going to do a bloody podium, are they? Please tell me they're not going to do a bloody sprint podium. You can tell, really, that the drivers don't even want to do it. Like, usually, when they've won somewhere, they're like, oh, yeah, and they're jumping into the crowd and stuff. Perez has just gone over and shook his engineer's hands. Like, they're not really that bothered. Jesus. They've just shown the damage of Verstappen's car, and Verstappen's looking at it, like, still seething. I'm like, yeah, that's damage, and it will have slowed you down, but just shut up. Maybe I was a bit wrong. Maybe it... Oh, they're having a fight. Oh, they're not having a fight. Hey, Verstappen just confronted George and was like swearing at him, and you could hear it on TV. I love it when that happens. Did George... Oh, okay, so George Russell has just like admitted that, yeah, he did touch him, but he didn't do it on purpose. Well, that sounded wrong. No, he hit him with the car. He didn't touch him. But, yeah, he just slid into him because he didn't have enough grip. But, they're all just so... God. Anyway, well, that's the sprint. Hopefully the race tomorrow is going to be a bit more interesting. A couple more contact, a couple more close contact, a couple more bloody overtakes. Just fun, hopefully. We'll see. Thank you very much for watching. It's been an odd thing. I've not been as lively as I usually am because, well, the Formula One wasn't as lively as it usually is, but we'll see what it's like tomorrow. So yeah, make sure you talk about what your feelings on the sprint is down in the comments, and make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe for more content from us at All Sport Report. We're going to do loads more, and we'd really appreciate the support. Thank you very much. See you later.